Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am reviewing Red by Taylor Swift. The CD copy I own here is the original version, and I have owned this copy since 2012, before the whole incident with their former label, Big Machine Records. To me, I feel as if this is one for better albums. Also, I would like to note that this is her last country album before her debut pop album 1989, which was released in 2014. I would also like to say there are some tracks here on Red that contain more of a pop sound, which is noted in tracks like 22 and I Knew You Were Trouble. Now, let's just get into it and see what I think about this album nearly a decade later. Yes, this album turns 10 in 2022, which is only a matter of little over a month at the time of this recording. I can't believe it either, since 2012 feels like yesterday to me. This is Taylor's fourth studio album that was released on October 22nd, 2012. It just turned 9 about a month ago from this recording and release. This album has a runtime of about 1 hour and 5 minutes and includes 7 singles. Yes, 7 singles. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, Begin Again, I Knew You Were Trouble, 22, Red, the title track of course, Everything Has Changed, featuring Ed Sheeran, and The Last Time, featuring Gary Lightbody of Snow Patrol. This album was produced by Swift herself, along with several others. Some include Max Martin and Shellback. Max Martin, you guys may be familiar with, as I have mentioned his name before in previous album review videos, and he has also worked with some of the biggest stars as well over the years. The album title, Red, refers to the tumultuous red emotions Taylor experienced during this time. The tracks discuss the complex and conflicting feelings resulting from a fading romance. In a way, I am hitting on this again, as I mentioned it in the introduction, but Swift wanted to expand from her country pop sound, so she engaged with other producers such as Dan Huff, Max Martin, Shellback, and Jeff Basker. The final product we got consists of country, pop, and rock with some folk and electronic elements. Critics said it should have been categorized under pop instead of country, as again, it is consisted of tracks that had more of a pop sound to them. On the other hand, they were in favor of her songwriting throughout the album. She wrote her third studio album, Speak Now, which was released in 2010, alone, and completed writing 25 tracks within a year from that for Red, but she wanted some help co-writing songs on this album, so she felt like she wasn't completely alone. Now, let's get into some of the tracks. We open the album with State of Grace. Overall, it was enjoyable with its guitars and drums. I thought her voice was pretty good too. Lyrically, it is about the tumultuous feelings that are evoked by the first sights of love. We follow up with the title track, Red. This one reminds me of some of her older country albums and tracks, as it does feature the banjo. Overall, it is an enjoyable track. The lyrics in the refrain really relate the stages of love to colors. Losing him is blue, missing him is dark gray, and loving him is red. I will skip over to I Knew You Were Trouble. I honestly thought this track was interesting the first time I heard it all those years ago. Yes, it is different for her style, especially, at the time of its release. But yeah, in a way, I feel like she was getting ready to make a change. I did enjoy the use of electronics on this track. This also happens to be one of her more pop tracks on the album. The lyrics find Swift blaming herself for a bad relationship that ended. All Too Well has to be one of my favorites off Red. After looking a little more into the lyrics, I did enjoy some of the imagery used throughout those lyrics. Overall, it was a pretty solid track with its drums, guitars, and vocals. Now, 22. This track features a little bit of electronics again, as well as some synths. It is an energetic track as well, since it is supposed to be shown like how confident some young people are without the fear of aging and getting older. The Last Time is the first track of two that contains a feature. We have Gary Lightbody, who's the lead singer of Snow Patrol. I feel they both have solid vocals, and I thought their voices were decent together when they did have a few parts together. Lightbody sings about his perspectives on a failing long-term relationship in the first verse, while Swift presents her view in the second verse. I feel this is my favorite slow song off the album. Now, I will hop over to Everything Has Changed. This track features vocals from Ed Sheeran, and the second of two, guest features on this album. I thought it was a decent duet, but overall, it's not a bad track as well. I did enjoy both of them, as well as lyrics and the instrumental. I will finish off with the closing track, Begin Again. I feel it's a great way to finish off the album. It was one of my favorites as I first heard it on the radio when it was released all those years ago. I do enjoy its country sound. Swift says it is about when you've gone through a really bad relationship and you finally dust yourself off and go on that first date after a horrible breakup and the vulnerability that goes along with all that. It is a rough start with a new relationship if you're just coming out of one. I'm sure we will all find that one someday. Some of my favorites off this album include Red, again, which is the title track, 22, and I Knew You Were Trouble. Overall, it was an enjoyable album as she is transitioning into more of a pop sound and will change over to pop on her next album, 1989. It was different as is nothing like her previous three albums up to, this point of 2012. Today, I will be giving this album a 4 out of 5. I don't think I noted anywhere in this video that I do own a deluxe edition of the album. It does include 6 tracks, and I've enjoyed them as well. Maybe one day I will talk about them a little more, as again, I don't really do deluxe editions for album reviews, as they vary from country to country as well as online. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments, as I'm doing extra reviews on Saturdays to try to finish out the year strong. Tomorrow's review will be Red, Taylor's version by Taylor Swift. Next Friday, I will be doing No Strings Attached by NSYNC, yet, basically another classic album, as more 90s, bands and singers and songs are starting to be considered as classics.